Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, Intelligent Rose, looking back to us business about semi-blind. Last time, we had a huge bombshell dropped on us. We went over a lot of stuff, so if you're unsure of what that bombshell was, go back and watch the previous episode. Could you repeat for me, please? It says deathbed, a happy family life? Tell me it says deathbed, that sounds pretty happy. What's wrong with happy family life? I think it sounds amazing. Hey, I was supposed to before, so the words were pretty honest. Which one of my faults do you think I am? Age has nothing to do with it. Either way, family is something you're stuck with till you die. I don't think it's possible to be too late. Right, we just have a point. Ayaka-san, you don't want to have a family life? I don't want it. I just can't imagine it. I've never had one before. It's the first time, but I think that'll make it even more amazing. So I've always described it that way. No, I don't mean it that way. I know. Last time Crash I was deep in thought. I'm gonna say that away, so I'll think it over seriously. Right. Please come to know the truth is Ritsuko. No, it's just real. I should be happy about it. I told you, your siblings who don't look alike pretty often. That's true. This is actually so small, it's just how she's built, and not because of her age? But she doesn't know about the truth about what we talked about today. Give it to her, right? I'll see if you can keep from her. I'd rather have her father tell her. Just because of how unreliable Ayaka tends to be. I know she's changed, but keep in mind, first impressions are you don't get a second chance at first impression. You're right. Anyway, the problem is mother. The Jimbo problem is 20 years. But it's possible for her to wake up at this point, or if it's right to even try. Yeah, I'll start you back the entranceway. Saku, thank you for today. Hmm? If I'd been here, I don't think I would ever have found the courage to face the truth. Don't thank me. That I could have let this go even if you asked me to. On the contrary. Right. January 16th. Monday. With the greatest fear behind her, the fear that she had reached and her sisters, Ayaka was cheerful once again. I decided to rededicate herself to the election campaign, but there was no signs of her approval rising. Her toss us up running her survey after the second term. At this point, it's possible to feel which way the wind was blowing just from listening around. It was a small school, after all.
ノエルもあまり効果がなかったのね。せっかくあんなに頑張って歌の練習をしたのに。
Just chanting Noah didn't affect things much at all, and after all the hard work we put into practicing.
ま、急ごしらえの合唱団にしてはなかなかだと思ったけれど、こちらも負けてはいなかったことだし。
It was a bad improved improvised choir group, but it's not as big as he beat us.
引き分けみたいなものだったということなのかしらね。
Rather dry, I suppose.
引き分け？勝ったのはあくまでベニバラ会でしょ。
A draw? It was how you won that competition.
何よ、拍手の量では負けていなかったんじゃなくて？
Is that real as far as you did?
どうかしらね。
Is that what you think? She both hated the moves.
まああとはこれからも選挙運動にかけるしかないわね。
Yeah, okay, now let's focus on the campaign.
まあそうね。リセの考えをしっかりと伝えていって。
That's true, we got these societies out there.
私としてはやっぱり来年度から学園が変わってくれることを望むけど。
There was this cool change next year. Maybe Ayaka and I stopped at Sugo-chan's room. There were 2 weeks of talk at Promontory Moonrock. Come in.
あら、マサヤ様も。
Oh, Saya-sama. Good evening. Good evening.
ごきげんよう。ちょっと待ってくださいね。てっきり姉だけかと思っていたので。
Maybe I thought it would just be you, just your sister.
そんなに気にすることないじゃない。どうせいつも綺麗にしてあるんだから。
Hey, but I'm sure you keep as clean as ever. No, I just don't want to be careless.
リツコも相変わらず硬いわよ。それとも裏でも放ってあったのかしらね。
Mr. Gazersko, you see your browser around somewhere. I'm not you, sister.
地獄耳ね。
Sharp ears. I have admitted the door open again.
お待たせしました。ではどうぞ。
Sorry, please come in. Excuse me. We were neat and tidy. I was pretty sure she couldn't have done all that in a minute, so Akasan was probably right. She got me the sofa while Izuko-chan sat down in front of the gesture, and Akasan took a spot on the bed.
それで話というのは。
What did you want to talk about?
ええ、その突然のことできっとリツコもびっくりしちゃうと思うけど。
It's all of a sudden, I'm afraid it might be rather shocking.
まさかもう結婚でもするの？
Why is that everyone's first conclusion? Did you get married already?
は？だって。
You know, you're talking us over at me. I'm just coming here, so it doesn't have anything to do with me.
私のお母さんについての話なのよ。
It's about my mother. With that, Akasan proceeded to tell her the full truth. Mujita was so shocked by it that she just sat there, especially with the most of it.
というわけなのよ。
And that's that?
急にいろんなこと聞かされて、なんだか頭がクラクラする。
Shake in. My head feels like it's spinning.
大丈夫？
You okay? Yeah.
こっちいらっしゃいな。
Come here. Mujita did as she said and sat next to Ayaka-san. Ayaka-san put an arm on her shoulders. Izuko-chan leaned in and rested her head on her chest. I realized at last just how close they were as sisters.
あんまり怒らないであげてね。お父さんとかお母様だけど。
They were too mad at dad or at mother.
まあ、もともと結婚した時にいざこざがあったという話は聞いていたけど。
We heard they quarreled all the time they got married.
それでも、もともとの話だとお父さんの方が被害者みたいなことだったから。
his real story, it made dad like he was like the victim, so Lucia was clearly the fastidious type. This was clearly a shock to her.
私も同感よ。でもね、私思ったんだ。好きになったら仕方がないのかなって。
So anyway, but I realized that if he was in love, I don't think he can help it.
人を愛するってきっとそういうことなんだろうなって今はわかるし。
But I know. Now I know. I think it's what it means to love a person.
それで許してあげることにしたの。
And so I decided to forgive him.
私も姉さんみたいな心境になれる時が来るのかな。
I wonder if I'll see the same things about you do, sister.
それは苦労よ、必ず。お見合いも無事ご破産になったことだしね。
Just overcome broken arranged marriage after all. Right.
それと私こうも思ったのよ。不倫であれ何であれ二人がくっつかなければ私たちも生まれることはなかった。
I was thinking, even if it was moral, they had never gotten together and would never been born.
だったらね、あんまり文句を言っても仕方がないじゃない。
So I don't think it's worth judging them for.
それもそうね。
Maybe right.
結局二親とも同じだったわけだけど、律子はそのことはどう思うの？
If you had to have the same parents, what do you think of that, Itsuko?
そのことでは特に何も。
I don't think anything particular about it.
あら、じゃあ私と同じね。
Oh, then I guess I feel the same way. Of course. They just smiled at each other. I found it a moving exchange. This is how I spoke after a moment, as if reading my thoughts.
だって二親とか片親とかは関係なしに姉さんは姉さんですから。
After all, my high parents we share. You'd still be my sister. I see. I guess you're right about that. Even if it turns out they weren't related by blood, maybe it would still come to that conclusion. That might have been hard for them to be sure of that before they knew the full truth.
それで問題はお母様よ。正直私まだ迷っているんだけど。
The problem is mother. Truth is, I'm still not sure what to do about her.
迷うようなことがある。
Not sure? But what?
だって夢を見ていれば本人は幸せなんだろうし。
You know, she seems really happy with his dream life.
その幸せを今になって打ち砕いていいものかどうか。
It's ready to break that happiness now.
母さんの幸せのおかげで姉さんはずっと辛い思いをしてきたんだから。
It hasn't because you suffered all of these years.
いや別に。
It hasn't been so bad. It hasn't been so bad. Elsa tried to shrug it off, but Rizuku tried to shook her head seriously.
私にはわかります。姉さんだって本当はお母さんは母親を求めていた。
I know you, sister. You're always searching for your mother.
これ以上遠慮することはないと思うのよ。
I don't think you hold back anymore. Yeah. You saw Rizuku-chan too. I decided to speak. You had business open her eyes, you might stop trying to force her into arranged marriages. She doesn't give it up, right? Rizuku-chan nodded.
なるほど。それはそうかもしれないわね。
I see. Might be right about that.
お母様は結局昔自分がしたことに折り合いがつけられないでいる。
Really was ever really acknowledged what you did back then.
でもいい加減それも悲しいわよね。唯一怒る権利のある富江さんはずっと昔に亡くなっていて。
It's too sad that she doesn't. For one thing, the person who had the right to be angry with her, Tony-san, died a long time ago.
もう責める人なんか誰もいやしない。お母様なら神がいるとでも言うのでしょうけど、私はクリスチャンではないもの。
No chastiser for it. I might say there is God or something, but I'm not a Christian.
私ももちろんお父さんも。
Neither am I, and neither is father. Yeah. Headmistress probably ended up chastising herself all this time. That was too sad.
わかった。じゃあとにかく明日にでも3人で会いに行ってみましょう。
Okay, next let's see you tomorrow. All three of us. Right. Got it. Instead of sad, we're going to tell her the truth. But things didn't go as smoothly as I'd hoped.
第25話夢の中で生きて。なんです。妙な取り合わせね。彩香さんとその彼氏はわかりますが、律子まで。
Yes, make his combination. It's Ayaka and her boyfriend, but not Ritsuko. Let's deal with Headmistress first thing after class. Let's add three of us with suspicion.
お母様、今日は大事なお話があってきたんです。
I came here today because of something important I need to speak with you about.
大事なお話
Something important? She had chuckle as if realizing something.
学生の分際で子供でも授かってしまったの。
No. Just no. Did you paint it while still in high school?
なるほど。
I see.
何がなるほどですか。本当にそうなの？未婚の母などそんな外分の悪いことは許し。
What do you mean? I see. Is that it? If you find the gentleman's as good as from our mother Al.
お母様にとってはよほどショックなことだったんでしょうね。
It was a shock to you, wasn't it?
え？
What?
子供を妊娠したことが。
Why did you were pregnant?
何を言っているの？
What are you talking about? Headmistress sounded genuinely baffled.
律子をこのお腹に宿したとき、ショックなことなど何もありませんでした。
There's not a place with Ritsuko.
神の祝福を一心に感じて、この上もない幸福感に包まれたものよ。ショックなことなど。
You're the best by God, and I was wrapped with inimitable happiness. There's nothing to be shocking.
二人目の子供の時はそうだったんでしょうけど。は？
Not sure for second child. She heard an alarm, but rage spread slowly through her face.
妙な侮辱はおよしなさい。私に隠し子などあるはずがない。
Okay, so I'll never have a secret child.
隠してはいませんからね。
So as you can keep her a secret.
は
What?
あ？彩香さん、あなた熱でもあるんじゃなくて、さっきからわけのわからないことばかり言っている。
Also, you heard of the fever by chance? Usually that's as you got here. This was meant to provoke her, but from where I was standing, Ayaka just looked sad.
お母様は本当に辛かったんでしょうね。
That was very hard on you, mother.
何が？
What?
不倫の恋をして結婚できないということは神の祝福もまた受けられないということだから。
That was worse. The fact she couldn't get married, but she couldn't receive the blessings of God.
私の母親とされていた富江さんですけど。
Tell her about the story song, but...
は？
What? There's his mouth like perfect. Oh, my accents ignored her to continue.
お母様の親友だったんですよね。
What I said, wasn't she, mother?
親友の夫を奪ってしまって 普通の人でも両親の呵責を覚えるところだわ。加えてお母様の場合、
I tell us for pursuing the best friend's husband, and you especially.
敬虔なクリスチャンですから、会員は大罪になる。
You're a faithful Christian, and adultery is a major sin.
うるさいわね。先に裏切ったのは、問題を起こしたのは富江さんの方なのよ。
I've been here, what I call this, Tommy-san.
私はあの人を慰めてあげて、ただそれだけのことで。
I was just comfort him, that's all I did, and
でも癌で入院していた人が浮気なんかできると思う？
do you think someone hospitalized with cancer could cheat on someone?
癌？
Cancer? Joe went through her head with his shoulders. She placed her hand to her forehead, brought it in as if she was trying to remember something.
ガンって富江さん。
Cancer. Tommy-san had. Hedges had forgotten the truth, rather, she had rocked it away at the back of her mind.
親友の死因なのにお母様は覚えていないの？
Her best friend died. You don't remember?
死因？
How she died. She repeated the words distantly.
お父さんとの馴れ初めは？
When did you first meet Dad?
慣れ初め。それは私があの店の常連で、それで。
Okay, so the very guy's restaurant.
あの店？どの店よ？
The restaurant? Which restaurant?
だからなんて言ったかしら。
You know, what was it called? Her oppressive air had vanished and her statements were now all questions.
ああ、そう。パッパトーレ月の石じゃない。私はそこであの人と。
That was partially Moonrock, wasn't it? That's where I met.
違う。
No. What?
パッパトーレ月の石はお父さんがオーナーシェフとして開いた店でしょ？ 10
That,
年前に。
that was her Moonrock as owner chef 10 years ago. That was his body showing all over now.
名前が出てこないのはあなたが行ったことなんかないから。お父さんが修行していた店に。
You can't remember the name is because there was the restaurant where he worked back then.
つまり二人が出会ったのは富江さんの病室。
What I'm saying is met in Tommy-san's hospital room. He shook her head over and over, denying it.
きっとお互い一目惚れだったんでしょうね。
Went on first sight, didn't you?
バカな。富江さんとあの人は夫婦で、私はそのようなみだらな想像など。
Ridiculous. They're married. They never had such obscene thoughts. Face turned so pale. I might think she was ill. Maybe she really did feel sick.
ナグダラのマリアを気取るのもいい加減にしたらどう？
Somehow maybe I imagined it already. Her voice was shockingly harsh.
出会うのが早いか遅いかという問題だってあるでしょ。いずれにしろ
All that matters is whether you met him earlier or later. Either way.
人を好きになるということは決して悪いことではないわ。
That's why I'm falling in love with someone. That's why cells running through their bodies as they became larger.
お母様、あなたは妻のある人を愛してしまったの。
Mother, you found out with a married man.
その結果、
And from that,
私が生まれた。
I was born. Look out!
お母様、お母さん。
I flew out suddenly. Face went down beyond very pale, now as white as a sheet. His hand touched her forehead.
汗びっしょり。おでこは冷たいのに。
Soaking with sweat, but her forehead is cold. Hey, let's go to the sofa.
お願い、私は保健の先生を呼んでくるわ。
Please do, I'll call the nurse.
私 私も手伝いましょうか。
Would you like help? No, I think I can handle it. Picked her up and carried her to the sofa.
びっくりしました。急に倒れたので。
Frightened me, we just collapsed. Me too, but she had clearly been suffering for a while. Utai knelt down next to her body and touched her forehead again. It's kind of chronic disease?
いえ、それはないと思います。姉さんに追求されて、それが苦しかったのではないかと。
I don't think so. It was being fired by a sister that caused it. I thought so. She actually strangely made Axon started contradicting what she thought she knew.
自分で自分をごまかしていたんですね。ずっと。
She was fooling herself all this time. Right, was that Mary Magdalene thing she mentioned?
イエスの弟子とも妻ともされる女性です。
She's one of Jesus' disciples, and his wife. Oh, he was married?
あくまでそういう説があるというだけですから、教派自体いくつもありますし。
So briefly was there are many different doctrines. Ah, I see.
姉さんが言及したのはヨハネ第8章のことだと思います。姦淫を犯した女に民衆が石を投げるという話ですが。
But this is referring to the Gospel of John, chapter 8. People refer to those women who had committed adultery.
一説によると、その女がマグダラのマリアともされているので。
So maybe the woman was Mary Magdalene. What happened to her? Did they stone her to death?
いいえ、罪のない者だけが石を投げる。イエスがそう言うと、民衆は一人残らず去ってしまい、それで女は助かりました。
No, she said, but he who without sin cast first stone. Times he left, the woman was saved. He was without sin. In other words, those who had never ever thought of committing adultery. Sure, there's no one like that. In other words, there's no one in the world who was without sin. They exist anemia. She'll wake up soon enough. Turn the other issue while I bring her back up from my office.
はい。
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we could. Just sit up idly and look down at the Headmistress' sleeping face. While she was sleeping, her face did no peace at all. She looked like she was suffering terribly.
お母さん、泣いてる。
Mother was crying. Her towards the corner of her eyes, and indeed there were clear drops in them.
どんな夢を見ているのかしらね。
What was she dreaming about? There's something else on my mind. Maybe because I felt so close to her. She and I had similar personalities. Single-minded and stubborn with an unripe sense of justice. We annoyed the people around us, then believed it was their fault for getting annoyed. That's the kind of girls we were. We were both Christian, but we were both the vast minority whose nest was founded by mission, but was really wasn't very religious. Other than that, it was quite fitting, and maybe that was what made us so hard, and made us bound so tightly. We were like two peas in a pod. People used to say in a past life there must have been twins. The dead go meet their final judgment. There's no such thing as reincarnation. I would say that, but they were struck back. We're so similar, perhaps it was inevitable that we'd fall in love with the same people. Of course, Kaori-san was the most popular girl in school. She was known as Soleo de Echo. But as a surface seriousness, we sincerely believe that our feelings were genuine, not simply trend chasing. In our desperation to be close to Kaori-san, we joined the White Lady Society. Made a childish promise. Neither of us moved on without the other, and we kept it for a year. Kaori-san didn't seem to grow closer to either of us in particular relief, and yet felt insufficient. That year, Kaori-san was unanimously elected student council president, and we both entered the student council after her. When Kaori-san became a third-year student, we began working toward Dechanting No in December and more. Of course, everyone knew that she hadn't exchanged roses with anyone yet, because her whole year the rumor had been going through the school that Kaori-san had chosen for her last chance. And we, who had spent so much time with her White Lady Society and the student council, felt especially confident. As the touch saw, Koya-sama had put extra caution into being impartial and showed no sign of liking anyone in particular. And so when that fateful day came, I couldn't believe that I was really the one chosen. I should have pictured myself to confirm whether or not I was dreaming. How pitifully my hand trembled when I assumed it was Koya-sama. The theater was so dark and Oni-sama's face was so radiant I couldn't see anything else. Time to Oni-sama's graduating march passed like a dream. One night that someone inside me began to feel a feeling of superiority towards my best friend. The thing we had cultivated for so long, for at the time we believed was real love with that shattered things, slowly became harder on her. As best friend, I understood that better than anyone, but that just fostered an ugly feeling inside of me. Maybe that was the kind of seed in my heart that allowed me to betray her in later years. But Tomi-san acted more nobly than I did. She hid her emotions. She acted happy for me. After Koya-san graduated, we left the school and finally calmed down. We approached graduation with our friendship intact. Most graduate students continued on to discuss the Windsor University, but Koya-san was there. Koya-san was people I knew, and at first it felt like it was merely confusion of my school life. The bridge faded quickly, as no longer the feeling of isolation to the west of the academy. That too was natural. Koya-san had chosen to marry rather than to go to college and move to Tokyo. It's not something that you consider while you're living at school, but everyone ages. Those changes reached her eventually too. Tomi-san found a boyfriend. Again, I felt ugly jealousy inside of me. Felt like she had moved on without me. So I spent time with my best friend. Felt something gnawing at me inside, but I kept cutting off our means early, perhaps due to my pride. Getting from college, I returned to my alma mater to teach, and I had decided I would. Tomi-san was already engaged and became a housewife, choosing not to work. One year after I began work, she held her wedding. I had heard about him many times before. Tomi-san's boyfriend, Koji-san. I saw Koji-san for the first time at her wedding. I felt like as if it was in my body. Tears began to flow from my eyes. I thought it was only natural to feel that way at my friend's wedding. Too was something far different. They were the tears of blackest grief. First time in my life, I had fallen in love at first sight. I was assailed by irrational thoughts. I was not the one standing beside him. At the reception, the couple came by each table to light candles. In my mind, it wasn't my best friend's radiant from the eye, but the face of the man I had never met. But I just me, I gasped and looked at her. I sat through her graduation from my mouth mechanically. But as they unfolded, it grew more and more estranged. Tomi-san most likely thought I was just because I was still single. The attraction towards a married man terrified me. As years passed, we barely spoke to each other at all. As a result, I was shocked beyond belief when I heard that Tomi-san was in the hospital with an illness. I went to see her right away. At the time, the only thought on my mind was concern for my best friend, or so I wanted to believe. My unrequited love was still smoldering inside me. He recorded something down in the house of the smell of death. It was the second time we'd met, but he acted as though it were the first. No sign of healthy, beautiful Tomi-san I had known there. It was cancer. They said Koji-san had chosen to announce it, so Tomi-san found out right away. Too young for such tragedy. For the first time in life, I questioned the existence of God. I couldn't stand out Koji-san's sadness. Tomi-san and I resorted our friendship quickly. And yet, more and more, Tomi-san remained in bed, while I was free. When how aware of that I was. Looking back at it now, it's too sad to think about. I betrayed my one and only best friend. Those hellish days began. Days of betrayal. Of love that ate away at me. As a Christian, I had always imagined a blessed wedding day, but now that was beyond me. Day by day, my friend grew weaker. She lost so much weight that her eyes were growing larger. Every night they stared at me as if seeing into all my sin and betrayal. Then in May, when the first person lost a knife, she knew the end of hers. When I learned that her illness had entered the critical stage, I rushed to the hospital. Just then, the violent nausea overtook me, and I had to rush to the bathroom. Stared down at the whitewash bin and retched. I had noticed that I had missed my monthly cycle, and I ignored it, as a mere menstrual irregularity. Charlie Fawson scratched with one eye face, denying my mind again and again. Tomi-san was called to heaven. Meanwhile, my son was one too large to be ignored. Very what people had said about us girls, twins in former life. I began to believe that the child growing inside me might be Tomi-san's reincarnation. Something was rolling up inside me again. I no longer had it in me to miss such words as a joke. That's when the memory became hazy. I believe it took years to balance this work, but I'm not certain. I don't have any memories of the ceremony. Maybe we decided that a wedding was out of the question. I have very few memories of the birth, too. Next time there was a baby in the house. They said that the girl was my daughter. I couldn't believe it. Thought they were lying to me. I couldn't accept the cries of the new baby as accusations of my own betrayal. The child. It couldn't be my child. It must have been the child Tony-san left behind. It meant that I stole her, of course, but it still would be a lesser one. My mind was clouded by a heavy fog, but it began to clear by the time of my second pregnancy. As Ritsuko was born, things became much clearer. Clearly, Ayaka-san was Tony-san's child. It was all perfectly clear in my mind. I was true to my dealings with Ayaka-san. Hans always smiled at me with discomfort, but he never really tried to rebuke me. She's your best friend's child, so why can't you love her? When I tried to probe deeper, a milky whiteness flooded into my brain, and I had to stop. Ayaka-san was so young. She realized there was something she would never have no matter how she wanted it. And the way that she would picture was to put on a mask. Why won't God punish me? But I had to run from my friend until the very end. I felt like I was going insane. And more I began to resent Ayaka-san. Now I know. Ayaka-san is not my best friend's child. She is mine. How am I going to make her suffer like this? Mara chose to look beside her mask and tell me how she felt, so why can't I? I'm gonna end it here.